Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? The King of Lightning here today to talk about Death Parade, the first episode, a new seasonal anime that just came out for the winter season. Now, I gotta say, this first episode, it was fascinating. I'm like, oh, ¿qué pasa? This is good. I like it. And normally, I'd actually wait for like 3 weeks in order to do, let's say, an initial review of first impressions. However, off the gate, I liked this series. This ship was colorful. It was vibrant. I saw the potential. And it was looking pretty beastly. So I'm like, you know what? I like the way this ship looks. I'm on board. I got my ticket. So, before I go any deeper, I gotta say this. The opening is beastly. The visuals are pretty cool. But it's the audio. I like the audio. Now, granted, it is the English. But the English can be played very well. I like that shit. I love it. So, I mean, you know when that comes out, like the full opening OST, I'm downloading that shit immediately. But it's a very nice song. It's very soothing. And it's ironic because the opening song doesn't really match what's actually happening in the Pacific episode. Because the episode itself is not soothing. It's actually, it's heart-wrenching. I'm like, damn. I mean, this episode revolves around these two people that had just died on a honeymoon, and they are not aware of their own deaths until later on in the episode. And the entire time they're playing a game that was set up by this by this bartender who is named Decim in this facility known as Queen Decim. And they play this game of darts where the actual target board is a representation of their own bodies. And so if they throw the dart and it hits the board and it lands on like what is an eye, the other person's eye would actually start searing with pain. I'm like, what the fuck? And this was a newlywed couple. And their love for each other just seems to like devolve over the course of these events within the facility. And what kind of threw me off at the end of the damn day was the person who I thought was gonna go to heaven or be reincarnated was the complete reverse. I was like, what the? It enticed me. So let me start off like this. Let me talk about the facility at hand that we know so far. Basically, again, the facility is known as Queen Decim. You have these two people that are going down an elevator. Like an elevator opens all of a sudden, like they're like, what's going on here? Like, what happened? And they have this temporary amnesia. And basically, what happens is that they walk down a hallway, and then boom, they see a bartender. His name is Decim. And this facility, known as Queen Decim, lies in between like life and death, where before someone can go to heaven or hell, or in this sense to be reincarnated or to go into the void, they have to first play like this game that is given to them by the bartender, wherein which they have to decide their fate. They have to decide their fate of their souls based on this game, but not entirely. Not entirely. I think that at this point in time, we can safely say that this game is actually more like a test where, yes, there are winners and losers, but the loser of the game was the one who wound up going to heaven, who wound up being reincarnated. And the winner of the game, the woman, Machiko, she goes into the void. And that, when I watched that first time, I scratched my head like, what the fuck? What's going on here? This is a tad bit fascinating. Where is my microscope? Yeah, I like this. Let's examine it more. So I watched it a few times over, and I gotta say, the main thing here that's actually very scary and heart-wrenching is the psychological aspect. This was, again, a newlywed couple, and so their love for each other was strong. Right? I mean, he said several times, the man, Takashi, he said, I am madly in love with you, and she said, so am I, and I have your child. But over the course of this game, not only is he slowly remembering a few things that happened during or like before the ceremony, but also he saw that there was, because behind the bar, it's weird, like behind the bar and behind the roulette thing that decides the game you play, there's like this hidden chamber that Decim opens up, and apparently there's like these corpses that are hanging upside down in this hidden chamber. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's creepy shit. So he fears what may happen to him if he loses the game. And at this point in time, he's not too sure, because they don't know that they've actually died up until the game is over. So that may be a thing where the person doesn't remember that they actually died until the game is over, where their fate is already decided. And what shocked me was that the way the game was flowing, it looked like Takashi was in the wrong the entire time. I mean, he was an honest guy, but he doubted his wife and how she wasn't there to betray him, like she was there to help him, and how she was pregnant, and you know, like nothing but love from her end, but on his end, it was love mixed with like a lot of doubt, because he overheard his friends talk about this girl named Machi, and he assumed Machiko, my wife. No. Apparently, it was another girl named I forgot what her name was, but basically there was another girl that they called Machi as a nickname because her name was too masculine. And the point here is that it was confusion on his part, but that confusion winds up leading to him losing the game of darts by accident, because she was going to throw the dart and then there would have been a tie, but he holds her back for some fucking reason, and then she slips up and then boom, right in the damn bullseye. But after he starts, because he realizes that when he was trying to check her phone, he gets that image in his mind. He checks her phone, or he's trying to, in the midst of the highway, and in comes a truck, and he drives off the cliff, and they die. He remembers that shit. So not only did he kill his wife and himself, but also he killed his unborn child. And finding out this in an instant is mind-breaking. So he finds this out. He pleads to Decim, the bartender, like, you're God. And no, I'm not God. I'm just an arbiter. So okay. So this guy, he's going Halo 3. And we find out that no, Machiko, she actually did cheat on her husband. And this child may not be his. And he tries to, like, assault her. And then Mr. Bartender pulls, like, a Walter with the freaking threads of a flamingo. Stops him, can't move, knocks him out. And then when they go to the elevator, the person who just, because I figured that she was lying. In my mind, Machiko was lying to her husband because he was suffering from, she was too, obviously, because she realized that she was dead. But he was suffering particularly because he had already had this huge amount of doubt in his mind. And then all of a sudden he realized that he's dead. And he had killed his wife, his child, and himself. And it was like, fuck. Seriously? Did that really just happen to me? And she puts all the burden on herself. And I figured that, okay, fine. So she won the game, and even though she's acting to be evil, she's not evil. At least I would assume so. But then she wants to go into hell anyway. I'm like, fuck, like this is nuts. And so let me go even deeper. Why is it that only one can go to reincarnation and only one can go to the void. Why is that? Why can't they both go to reincarnation if they're both good people? The way the game is played, or the way things seem, it seems like you either go to the void, like one of you has to go to the void, and one of you has to go to reincarnation. That's the way it is. It can't be both, apparently. That's the way it seems, and that kind of threw me off. Like, wait, So, if he's a good guy, and if she's a good guy, then why, in the name of whatever Sky God you believe in, would they both? Why would one have to forcefully go to the void? So it was just deep, man. Like it was very impactful because you really feel bad for both of them. I mean, throughout the entirety of the episode, I felt really bad for Takashi because at the end of the day, yes, he had doubt, but all he wanted to do was to have a regular family and protect them and take care of them. You know, just be a good man, be a good husband. And no, he's dead. He's gone. Go, Takashi, go, dude, you're gone. And honestly, in my mind, they should have gone. They should have both gone to reincarnation. The fact that she had to go to the void stunned me. It stunned me, man. I mean, yeah, she did say that. So let me, back it up too. Let me back it even further. The way the game was designed, it made it seem as if like, okay, you lose, you go to hell. You win, you go to heaven. No. She won, she went to hell. She went to the void. And it clearly ties to the fact that she, according to her, cheated on her husband. And the child may not be hers. But that one sin shouldn't be the end-all, be-all. Because she may have been a good woman in the entirety of her life up until that point in time when she cheated on her husband. Because we do see an image of her in the bed with some guy. And he's smoking some cigarette. So that one sin, that one quote on, oh my god, you cheated on me, oh my god, terrible player, terrible person, you're a bad woman, and this bad woman gets the void treatment. Her soul is damned for all eternity because some other dude aside from her husband, stuck his dick in her pussy. What? And she won the game. Nah, you see, this... But that's why I'm reviewing it. You see, that's the reason why I'm reviewing this shit. Because it's fascinating. It's fascinating, but at the same time, it's hand in hand. That fascination is hand in hand with its fucked upness, which is not a word, but whatever. It's just fucked up. So, I'm on board. I mean, it's very intriguing. And not only that, but because we're not too sure about the specifics about why she's going to the void, there's an element of mystery. And the element of mystery is it's very enticing. It's like, oh, okay, so we're not too sure, but that's what happened. So we can sit here and deliberate for like hours as to why it happened specifically, but we're never going to know because they're already gone. I mean, maybe later on in the episode, or episode 2, we may have Decim when he's talking to the other two, because there are other characters in the Queen Decim facility. When Decim is talking to his cohorts, his mates, we may find out the specific details as to why she's going to the void. The one chick who I think is a newcomer, she just asked him, like, what happened to these two? And then the other girl told her what actually happened to those two. The cross-eyed girl with the pink, like the purple eyes and the cross thing. And I'm assuming that the ones that have the cross in their eyes are like veterans or like they're special some way, shape, or form. Either way, the point here is that well, then they're all special because they're all like in between like life and death or whatever. Point here is that the details are not fully revealed, but that's also an element of surprise and mystery that's also very enticing, and hopefully we find out the specifics about this scenario, though I doubt it, because this is only the first episode. You can only assume that shit is going to get crazier as time progresses. So that's it. That's it. If I talk anymore, I'm going to go crazy. So overall, the episode, it was pretty damn good. Seeing how they purposefully created this conflict of the darts, and how even within the game's rules itself, there were things that weren't fully explained that you could have manipulated. For example, Takashi realized that, wait a second, you only have 7 darts. You can't beat darts with only 7 darts. And he just took one of her darts and said, okay, fine, then I'm going to use her dart. He's like, yeah, you can do that. I'm like, what the really? It's very fascinating. And how they created this conflict purposefully just to separate these two, if you would, from like an emotional attachment from that standpoint. And how at the end of the day, I think she may have purposefully sacrificed herself to, when they, in that sense, sacrifice is purposely. So she sacrificed herself in order to save him. That's what I'm thinking. That's in my mind that is going on. But we're not too sure. We're really not. So that could have been her fate all along because she cheated. I'm not too sure. But then again, why not just send them both? It's crazy. It's nutty. I'm done. I like this. Oh, I like it a lot. Oh, yeah. I can see me doing like 30-minute videos on episodes. I'm not even fucking joking. I'm really not. But that's it. I'm done. King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe, give me your thoughts on this episode. Overall, I'm going to give a rating of a great plus. And I will see you guys later. Rate the video. I already said that. Peace. Have a nice damn day.